Certainly the police will be able to make good use of television. Perhaps in your own home some evening.
This is the City Detective Bureau broadcasting and telecasting today's list of wanted persons. Notify the police immediately if you see this face. He is wanted for murder.
And it's just one of the possibilities in television. Oh, there's a flock of others. Imagine what could happen to program interludes. All the various station announcements. Maybe they'd go something like this.
Oh, thanks for the memory of rainy afternoon.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Do, shaboom.
Life could be a dream. Shaboom. If I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love.
Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and up we meet again. Boom, boom. It only ding dong,
Life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you.
life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Hello, and welcome to the Interactive Age. My name is Paul Schumann, and to my right is my colleagues Donna Presswood and Barbara Benjamin, and we're here to be your hosts on the topic of leadership in the interactive age. And today's topic is integrating technologies in the age of interaction. This is the fourth in the series of programs on leadership in the interactive age. In the previous sessions, we have gone through the topics of leadership and technology. Is your mental map ready? In which we began to talk about how technology is affecting the way in which we think, work, live, and perceive our worlds. In the second session, we talked about personal ingenuity and emerging technologies, bringing up the subject of ingenuity as a new concept of an old idea, and how that's related to technologies. In the third session, we talked about knowledge and the ethics of technology, in which we describe how important it is to understand what your purpose is and what your organization's purpose is in the choice and uses of technology. In that session, we talked about knowledge and continual change, shifting perspectives of work, technology and purpose, and ingenuity and personal growth. And Barbara, we ended the session with a discussion of our purpose and what are we here for?
Yes, as we summarized our program, we realized that we've relinquished a lot of our tasks to technology. And therefore, we have to say, well, if we're not doing those tasks, what are we doing? Well, some of the things we're doing is utilizing technology to expand our capabilities. And we are increasing our tolerance for the risk and uncertainty that is around us when we step beyond what we normally are doing and expand our expectations of what is possible. And we are here to reclaim the power of our ingenuity, to know, to be, and create, and to build community. I talked about our purpose with Ginny Silver, and Ginny Silver is the manager of development for the technical professionals at International Paper. She started at International Paper as a bench chemist and moved through several of her own unexpected possibilities and became a trainer for development. And I asked Ginny, how important is it for us to open up our tolerance for risk and expand our sense of what is possible and live in what I call the scary region of life. And this is what Ginny told me.
Yes, and what happens once you accept that scary area and you step into it, amazing things start to happen, and connections and interactions and growth. It just accelerates. You don't have to work at it. It takes you with it.
In today's session, we're going to be talking about integrating technologies in the age of interaction. The purpose of this particular session is to enable you to better perceive information technology as your teammate. And you will learn how to use and improve these technologies in teamwork and creativity, and to lift communication to the level of conversation. I had the chance to talk with Jan Brown recently, and one of the questions I was able to ask Jan is what, for technical professionals in particular, what's needed most of all in this age of interaction? And Jan's comments I think you'll find to be most interesting.
Yeah, so the other piece that I wouldn't necessarily call high-tech, but that's definitely used is the ability to communicate on a one-on-one level and human interaction. And we kind of lose that sometimes when we think about the electronic world that we live in. And even going back to what I was saying about the distributed office that exists on 5 continents and multiple places within those continents, all people working together on the same team to solve a problem. In a sense, that's being done today in science. I mean, scientists worldwide talk to each other all the time. Question is, are they all working for the same corporation? Or are they all working, they may all be working on the same technical problem, but working in different corporations or for different governments. What's the piece that binds them, that lets them talk to each other and be willing to talk to each other now that the means are able for them to do that on a daily basis? It's trust. It's understanding and valuing the individual. So there's a huge level of human communications that is also very, very important to how I do my work that I wouldn't necessarily call technology. But we're not taught very well how to deal with it. Certainly our educational system doesn't do it. I mean, if you're studying to be a scientist or an engineer, the important thing is the core curriculum, the your coursework and depth in your field. Mm-hmm. And very little of that work is done in teams, although they're now starting to do that a little bit in universities to have some team projects. But you can opt not to do that. You can opt to do something singly by yourself instead of working in a team.
So it's still the idea of the lone scientist in his or her laboratory.
That's right.
Producing that answer.
But when you get in the real world, it's not like that at all. Mm-hmm. You have to work together with other people. And that's a piece that we don't teach. And I think that that's a piece that's going to become even more important if we're going to survive as a society. And I know that sounds like a real strong statement, mm-hmm. but I really believe that, because if you just have these moles, if you will, these lone scientists or engineers or individual anywhere in society, but let's take the scientist and engineer working just by themselves from their home, where's the connect? Where's the fabric of socialization? I mean, I think it'll fall apart. People need that human interaction. And I think that we need to help people do that. You know, the early office at home mm-hmm. piece, that when some companies did that, they found that within, 3 to 6 weeks, people were spending, the first week it was like 5 days at home, then the next week it was maybe 4 days at home, and by the end of 6 weeks, they were back in the office more than half time, because they wanted the interaction with other people.
And they found that the motivations coming out of the home were difficult to...
Right, when they were just connected by a computer or a telephone. While in the interactive age, you can sit at home now and you can see people. I mean, you can turn on your PC and you can talk to your colleague in France, or you can talk to your colleague down the street. And so that communication piece and actually being able to talk to them real-time, face-to-face, is going to be there. and people are going to be sitting off at home instead of in a physical workplace, but they're going to have that face-to-face interaction with all these people and be able to work on problems that way. And I think that the skills, the human skills of being able to interact are going to be real important. And we don't teach that.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
A special little robot named Hero was used to advertise the Southfield Public Library's Computer Picks reading program.
Hello, my name is Hero. I enjoy the act of interpreting written characters which you humans call reading for young humanoids in grades 6 through 12. The Southfield Public Library and the Beechwoods Reading Center is sponsoring a program called Computer Picks 83 to help you enjoy reading books on your favorite subjects.
Life. Be in it.
For information, knowledge, or entertainment, turn on to cable television. Cable. It's the one to watch.
It is indeed a problem. How does one follow
from body to out of body? What is an out-of-body experience?
Well, an out-of-body experience is a state of being, a state of awareness, a state of action, separate and apart from the physical body. About 25% of the population throughout the world, I guess, has this spontaneously take place that they're aware of at least once in their lifetime.
No, what happens?
Yeah. What happens? Well, what happens is that you as an individual suddenly find yourself, for one reason or another, apart from your physical body, and yet you can think, you can be, you can act, but your physical body is in some other location. It may be only 2 inches away or 2,000 miles away.
Now, we've heard about people who have supposedly died and then have come back to life. That is also an out-of-body experience?
That is indeed an out-of-body. It's a rather extreme way.
You believe in that, then?
Oh, yes.
So in other words, if someone's in an awful automobile accident and the next thing they know, they're kind of floating above it, watching...
That's what we mean by a spontaneous one, as it were. And it is very, very common. And also, a very important thing is that everyone does this. The fact that you do not remember it does not infer that it does not happen. For example, during what we call delta sleep at night, which everyone goes through, is quite probably, according to our researches, the time when everyone goes into this out-of-body state. You don't remember it, but it does take place.
Now, is that like a dream?
No, it's something apart from a dream. It is there's no philosophic connotation in our approach to it, but it is somewhat a process of the recharging mechanism that you get during sleep.
When you first had yours, were you frightened?
I was totally frightened. Panic-stricken is a better word for it. And I went through, as a result, all the processes of medical examinations, psychiatric examinations, trying to determine why this was happening.
Robert, describe for us your first body. Can you remember it?
Oh, I can remember.
You still look frightened.
Oh, hang on. Very simple. I had been encountering a phenomenon that was like a vibration in the body, and I had gone to my doctor about it, and he had said, oh, that's just nerves and so on, and I would have to wait till this faded out, and it's not a physical vibration, incidentally. And one night I was lying in bed waiting for this vibration to cool down or fade away, as it were, so that I could simply roll over and go to sleep, because I didn't feel I should go to sleep, or couldn't, as a result of this taking place. On that particular night, I was waiting because it was a Friday night, and Saturday was going to be a beautiful, bright, cold front day, meaning a good day for gliding. So I was lying in bed thinking what a nice time I was going to have that Saturday, getting into these nice thermal lifts and soaring around. That was with a glider, incidentally. And on that particular time, in the process of thinking this way, I suddenly felt something bumping against my shoulder. And I looked, and here was this, what looked to be the floor bumping against my shoulder. And I thought, that's strange. I don't remember going to sleep. And I looked across, and I said, there's no rug on the floor. I looked more closely, and there was something sticking up out of the floor that shouldn't be there. And trying to perceive what this was, I got a real close look, and it was the chandelier. And in desperation, I realized that I was not bumping against the floor, I was bumping against the ceiling. And I flopped around in the air and looked down, and there below me was the bed, and here was my wife in bed, and here was a man in bed with my wife.
Oh.
And my first response is, well, this is an odd kind of Freudian-type dream. And I thought, well, I better get a good look at this man who was in bed with my wife. And I moved over a little bit closer, and with a great shock, I discovered that the man in bed with my wife was me. And then I went through this great emotional surge that I'm dying, death is here, I don't want to die, let me get back in there. And so I swam down to the body, popped in, and how, I don't know. And then I sat up in bed and looked around. Everything was quiet. My wife was lying there in bed, and I looked up, and there was a chandelier. And needless to say, I did not sleep the rest of that night. The next day, I hurried myself down to my favorite doctor, and he knew I was worried, but he couldn't find anything wrong with me. And that began a search. I fearfully tried to avoid letting this take place again, and as things do happen, it takes place again, and you have to fight the surge of panic about it.
You know, I have gone to sleep many times and not remembered going to sleep. I've had what I guess we know as dreams or even nightmares, and I guess they're probably different. So how do you know it wasn't that, or it isn't that when you go in and have an out-of-body?
It took me almost a year of very cautious exploration to determine that it was not a dream.
How do you explore it?
Well, first, you go just a little bit, and you look around, then you duck back in. Then you go a little further, as I did in the initial stages.
So in other words, you have complete control of out-of-body?
When you go through this in a careful process, you do, yes.
I would be afraid of getting lost. Now, I know that sounds silly, but what if you went out and went around the block or something, got lost, couldn't get back?
I did that a number of times.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, see, it's not so silly. You could get lost.
Oh, you do. It's amazing. For example, unless you have been in a helicopter, for example, over San Francisco at night, let's say you find yourself, if you're only 100 feet over a whole bunch of rooftops, and try and find yourself and see where you are.
Do you have any questions from the audience about this?
Yeah.
Jill.
When did this start? How old were you? I mean, was it like you were a kid?
No, it did not start when I was about 40 years old.
Really? And is it still happening today? I mean, do you...
Yes, in a different form.
But you control it completely today, is that right?
Oh, you mean, wait, you know when you're going to come out, you say, okay, tonight I'm going to go for around the block? Or...
Yeah, well, I've gotten tired of going around the block.
Can you go far?
Far?
Country?
The farthest is about, well, I've gone around the world once just for the fun of it. This time-space gets very boring after a while.
So you don't only go around the world, but you actually go out of the world.
Yes. How many times can you go from Virginia to San Francisco, which has been one of my common runs, before it gets boring?
You like that, Rob?
No, I just have a lot of friends here. You meet anybody else up there?
Yeah.
Well, yes, we do.
Now, can this help people if they learn this out-of-body experience? Can it help them when they die, or they think they're going to die, or their time's up in this life?
There's a major discovery that comes with the result of such activity or practice. Without any equivocation, without any going past hope, belief, faith, you know that you do survive death. This changes your overview, your perspective. You have that knowledge, and it's not a religious thing. It's not a philosophical thing. It's a very, very pragmatic thing that you do survive physical death.
And you also, as it says in your book, can take terminal patients and relieve them of their pain by getting them to work
This is what
out
we do.
of body.
We let them establish a beachhead where they're going so that they're totally familiar with where they're going, and then their fears evaporate completely, and they make nice, neat plans with some friends of theirs there to have a welcoming party, as it were.
So you're not afraid of dying at all, are you?
Well, yes, I don't particularly want to. I have too much to do here, but I'm not afraid of it. I would think I would get rather irritated that if I had to die now, I'd be irritated.
Is it possible, since you've had these out-of-body experiences, you know how you're going to die? Have you seen yourself die yet?
Yes and no. I should give you one illustration that is important to me. I've passed the 20-year mark in this exploration, and I think that I have done this for two reasons. One, to prove that you can do this and still stay physically alive. And the second is that you can do this and still stay reasonably sane.
many who have walked in gladness, but I was the one who walked it last. I walked it alone in sadness. I received a letter from my love, opened it, and this is what it said. I am sorry if I've hurt you, but now it is too late. For another man, my darling, I have wed. Now I remember her sweet little face and her little freckled nose, with her golden hair hanging down her back, tied with big blue ribbon bows. We were childhood chums together there. I loved her with all my heart and soul, but she went and married another without a thought or care, and she left me in this world alone and cold.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
With Chuck Norris.
I believe. And what they've done traditionally is drive. Attack. The Coot.
I know Joe.
And
Puff of black.
are worried that Marcos will try to operate on the bio. But with the...
I'm waiting.
Katz Comics is your new location for comic collectibles, old and new, as well as comic supplies like boxes, bags, and dividers. Katz Comics also carries trading cards.
Well, why don't you let him go, Alex? He looks so sad. No, Nick, he's fine, really.
900-884.
He's an annex. This is against suggestion, not an ulcer.
We will show you how to dress your home for...
They include 4 Americans, a Briton, and 2 Germans. 6 academics and 2 elected West Bank mayors.
Verbally abusing him.
That point. Expressed as...
Members of the Royal Ballet prepare for a performance in the warm-up room deep below the stage. In the summer, this room is like an oven. No windows or adequate ventilation system exists. These principals often use the stage area for warming up, as there is not enough room for the company here. All other training and practice has to be done at Barons Court, an hour away across.
No disagreement here about...
He hit the gate. Go forward. This is
a little funny.
Harrington, Wells' predecessor as U.S. Attorney.
But 10...
Our ads of the last few weeks, different from what you usually see, have tried to raise questions we feel are extremely important. As the first generation of the technological society, we have been acted upon by forces of such power that few, if any, of us can understand. Extensive information gathering on every American, human experiments with drugs and psychosurgery, electronic surveillance, the era of the computer, invasion of privacy, growing government and corporate power over our lives, a people plagued by dehumanization, loneliness, and violence. Dramatic? Perhaps. But we are losing control of our technology and our lives. Not so long ago, people in a similar situation did not awaken to the forces around them. Are we so unwise as to do the same?
Oh, yeah. Man, I look like...
myself on that monstrous cinemascope.
Inner city of St. from air transport.
Wait. I don't like you anymore.
No, you don't mean that.
I do! Francis Jacobs didn't have...
5 more. Cost you 25, Nebraska. What do you say? I'm plowed under. Kansas? How much power you got?
More. Grand New York. 1489.
Listen to me.
What do you want now?
Let's go finish shooting. Come on.
The New Mexico Civil Liberties Union has tried to raise questions concerning the growing problem of invasion of privacy and what this leads to, widespread control of human behavior. Many of you will read our newspaper ad, The Statement of Common Sense. If you support this statement, please call us collect and let us know. If you wish more information or want suggestions about what you can do, call us in Albuquerque collect at 765-5900.
Okay, I'll try the raspberry.
Versus evil.
Emergency lens.
RFX figures each sold separately. Now, fight for the galaxy with the incredible...
He can't be serious.
Suck.
I couldn't...
That's how boys fly these things so low over the English Channel they get water on the...
So many wonderful things that can be done without any,
You know.
shall we?
All right.
Very quickly.
You know, you say...
Worse to do.
Call, and for just $99 a month, you can lease this Dell Dimension XPS with a 233
more than to the inside that 12 under.
Weather Center there. In Iowa, all 7 of the McCoy septuplets are breathing on their own tonight. Nathan...
Alien technology. But...
Whole planet.
What is in my heart tonight?
Real, reputable...
Find good people like the Taylors these days.
You. For the gas station.
Your sound, yet it's...
And define.
Such a happy kind of word once.
It was the pirates. The who's who of European royalty checked.
Well, you know, some things are confident.
And
Oh, baby, go. Can't talk, gotta go.
Filming Arts Network.
Testify in a own case.
What happened was, what happened was Corey and I had smoked some PCP that day.
Hold up the sky. Crazy calls me. Sure, I'm crazy, crazy in love and like the wind that shakes the bough, he moves me with a smile. The difficult I'll do right now. The impossible will take a little while. Say I'll care forever, and I mean forever. If I have to hold up the sky, crazy calls me. Sure, I'm crazy, crazy in love and faraway places with strange sounding names, far away over the sea. Those faraway places with a strange sounding names are calling me. Going to China or maybe Siam. I wanna see for myself those faraway places I've been reading about in a book that I took from a shelf. I start getting restless whenever I hear the whistle of a train. I pray for the day I can get underway and look for those castles in Spain. They call
I know that I'm burning to see those far away places with a strange sounding names calling me. Those far away places with a strange sounding name calling
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
Pioneering computerized model home simulation in 1989, Ormonde Presentations has helped hundreds of builders take their sales and profits to a new dimension. The Ormonde Virtual Model System is the ultimate competitive advantage, with a proven track record of increasing upgrades and helping sales agents close sales, often even before homes are built. Using proprietary, leading-edge computing technology, Ormonde Presentations turns blueprints and site plans into powerful, interactive sales tools. Installed in site trailers or sales offices, the Ormonde Virtual Model System allows potential buyers to walk through and interact with floor plans in 3 dimensions, exploring options and upgrades to fit their unique needs and lifestyles. These visual interactive sales tools take much of the buyer's anxiety and guesswork out of buying homes in new developments. Featured in leading publications and television programs, the Ormonde Virtual Model System is an exciting, award-winning software innovation that makes design, review, and pre-sales easier for builders.
Here at Knightsbridge Country Estates, we have 5 floor plans. We built model homes of 2 of those floor plans, and we've used the Ormonde Virtual Model System to display the other 3 floor plans we have here to our customers. By electing to do so, we've saved approximately $1.3 million in model overheads without any sacrifice whatsoever in sales absorption. After just being open for 8 weeks, we've already sold 8 homes here at Knightsbridge. Half of those sales have come from floor plans which we did not build model homes from. I'm pleased to attribute that success to the Ormonde Virtual Model System.
When I first came into the sales office, which was a trailer at the time, I felt like the computer was very user-friendly, so I could come up to it and actually touch it and see my house as it would be when it was built, because there was nothing there.
We basically signed on the dotted line and put our deposits in before the homes were even framed.
At Presley Homes in Huntington Beach, we sold 4 different types of homes exclusively off of the virtual model system by Ormonde. It was very successful. It contributed to us selling 116 homes within a year and a half, and it also resulted in myself obtaining the award for MAME Salesperson of the Year.
The Ormonde Virtual Model System may include a variety of interactive components tailored to the builder's requirements. The system menu introduces the potential home buyer to all of the floor plans and elevations offered at the development. Virtual walkthroughs give buyers an overall feel for the floor plan, construction style, and space. These animations can be paused or rewound at any time, offering a complete tour inside and out through every room with exceptional realism. Exteriors show architectural details and elevation options and can be rotated to permit viewing from any angle. Navigation buttons allow quick and intuitive access to the models. Just click to move from room to room and to see every angle, or be whisked directly to a new location. Interiors can also be furnished and merchandised to the requirements of the builder and the demographics of their target customers. The Ormonde virtual model system immerses viewers in a lifelike experience, displaying any part of the house, inside or out, down to such details as carpeting, tile, shadows, even reflections in mirrors. The virtual model system runs on standard Windows-based computers and can be installed on existing sales office systems. And it can be configured to operate in an inviting kiosk environment with a mouse or touch-sensitive screen. Buyers can also receive a customized color printout of their personalized floor plan to take with them.
Good morning. I'm Glenn Gardner, and I'd like to welcome you to the Gertrude Gardner Real Estate Digest. We have some beautiful homes all over Metro New Orleans in every price range and some great decorating ideas too. So sit back, relax, get your pencil and paper ready, and maybe even plug in a videotape too.
Gertrude Gardner Realtors presents the Real Estate Digest. Sit back and relax because during the next half hour, you'll see homes for sale in every style and price. We'll supply tips on financing, choosing the home that's right for you, how our sales associates can help. Plus, we'll focus on invaluable real estate information from across the country, like decorating tips, dream home segments, and other highlights.
Enjoy the easiest way to view homes for sale on the Real Estate Digest, brought to you by Gertrude Gardner Realtors. On today's Gertrude Gardner Real Estate Digest, we have many fine homes.
A corner lot in a desirable Metairie location makes this home special. Enter through a beveled leaded glass door and check out the great room, which boasts a hardwood floor and a fireplace. Crown moldings and high ceilings add charm to the dining room and throughout, and the gourmet kitchen boasts a center island cooktop. Contact Carolyn Talbert.
Custom built in a terrific Metairie location, this attractive two-story Acadian offers a lovely living room, a separate dining room with a 13-foot cathedral ceiling, and a stunning gourmet kitchen with ceramic tile counters and pickled oak cabinets. You can see the large lot with Carol Daigle today, 1 till 3.
Immediate occupancy is one advantage of this beautifully renovated two-story in Metairie. An elegant formal living room is another. A fireplace and ceiling fans combine for added comfort. And the dining room will be the scene of many of your fondest memories. Jane Daymood invites you to tour today, 3 to 5.
This charming two-story sits on a great Metairie street and offers a living room dining combo. Also a patio area out back that offers a haven for private relaxation. There are many extras, says Carolyn Talbert. Call today.
Carolyn also has listed this Metairie ranch with a circular driveway leading to an entry with hardwood floors and comfortable living inside. The brick home offers 2 dens that offer room to relax or unwind shooting pool or experiencing a good book. Carolyn Talbert notes a location near schools and a swim club, too.
This well-maintained home is set in a quiet neighborhood in Metairie. The interior boasts great decor, an alarm system, and 4 bedrooms. How about the stylish and immaculate kitchen? Continue through and you'll notice a bay window in the dining area. Relaxing times lie ahead in the pool. See it all with Marlis McNulty.
An excellent school district headlines the list of amenities you'll find at this Metairie home. This darling home will sell quickly. It features comfortable living spaces, a gorgeous dining room, 3 bedrooms, and more. For those of you with the chef's duties, be sure to take a look at the kitchen. This one's open today from 3 to 5 with Flo Lanier.
Updates here include the air conditioning and the water heater. Parquet flooring graces the living room and the dining room as well as the 4 bedrooms. There's also a nice-sized den, and the open floor plan is a real plus. Outside, you'll find 2 covered decks and a hot tub. This Metairie listing is open today between noon and 2, or you can contact Lynn Meyer.
Entertaining comes naturally in this elegant executive Metairie home. The home on a quiet cul-de-sac has a kitchen equipped with plenty of cabinets and other conveniences. The rest of the living areas are roomy and airy. Don Bruner has this one open today from 2 to 4.
If you're up for a few cosmetic improvements, this Metairie home is a good value. The interior is roomy and has double windows that brighten the outlook. Ceiling fans and paneling are other pluses, as is a good roof with a warranty. Randy Lambert says loads of appliances stay, so why not give him a call today and check it out?
3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and a nice yard make this Metairie listing an appealing purchase. Enter to a bright interior with nice carpeting. The tile in the kitchen is also bright, and the chef will have room to work. The great price makes this one to see. Today from 1 to 3 with Barbara Robinson.
In River Ridge, Southern-style architecture creates a livable, hospitable home where a center hall floor plan makes for a versatile arrangement of rooms for gracious entertaining and comfortable living. And take a look at this awesome fireplace. Mighty cozy, huh? See this and more today at the Open 2 till 4 with Mary Ann Crane.
This Kenner home is in move-in condition. The living room offers an entertaining start and flows into the formal dining room to make your guests feel pampered. The kitchen offers nice decor as well as conveniences, including built-ins and an adjacent eating area. See more with Carolyn Zamjohn.
St. Rose has this adorable raised cottage that was renovated in 1990. As you enter, notice the gleaming hardwood floor. You won't have any problem entertaining in this formal dining room. And the cherry cabinets in the island kitchen make quite a statement. For more details, contact Veronica Massa.
Here's one in Destrehan, a pretty two-story and a quiet street. A stone fireplace is flanked by light-hugging windows in this living area. And the wet bar will serve as a means of refreshment for your guests and family. The ceramic tile floor in the kitchen meets the dining area. Surreal Larson has it open from 3 to 5 today.
Berber carpeting has the interior of this home covered nicely. The family room is kept cozy by a fireplace. And the recent remodeling of the kitchen means you'll get plenty of cabinet and counter space. 2.5 baths come with the 4 bedrooms of this Destrehan home, according to Paula Skaggs.
June Vigner would like you to consider this Destrehan home as your new address. You'll have quite a fireplace to keep you and your family comfy. And when you want to entertain, the formal dining room will be a plus. A casual meal in this breakfast area would be real pleasant. Call June to arrange a closer look.
A well-maintained home in Harvey, this 4-bedroom offers many extras. A vaulted ceiling accents the den, which also has a fireplace. And the comfortable living areas will make it easy to relax. The charming breakfast room is conveniently located just off the kitchen. See the pool today, noon till 2 with San Fridella.
There's a cute home nicely located on a corner lot in Marrero. Ceiling fans help to keep the interior comfortable, and upgrades include some newer carpet. The blinds and curtains will remain too. A convenient dining area is located off the kitchen. This one's open today with Linda Schroeder from 1 to 3.
The dramatic living room of this New Orleans home boasts a fireplace and cathedral ceiling. Understated elegance makes the dining room special. The breakfast area looks out over the covered deck. Imagine relaxing in this gorgeous setting. Make plans to tour this listing with Eric Bronner.
On behalf of our several hundred outstanding Gertrude Gardner associates, we'd like to thank you and all of our loyal customers for watching and for making it the #1 real estate program in Louisiana. Until next Sunday morning, take care, and we hope you have some good house hunting.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's show. Remember, you can use Gertrude Gardner's professional sales associates to help you with your next real estate decision. At Gertrude Gardner Realtors, we're large enough to serve you and small enough to care.
Be sure to get out and visit the homes that interested you. If you would like more information, call a Gertrude Gardner office near you.
Gertrude Gardner Realtors invites you to join us for another Real Estate Digest.
You're watching Sleepcore. Sleep tight.
Armstrong reported back when he received the good wishes. Thank you very much. We know it will be a good flight. Firing command coming in now. We are on the automatic sequence. for approach go on Apollo 11 at this time. The vehicle starting to pressurize as far as the propellant tanks are concerned, and all is still go as we monitor our status for it. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and counting. The target for the Apollo 11 astronauts, the moon, at liftoff will be at a distance of 208. 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
Here we got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll's complete and the pitch is programming. One Bravo.
One Bravo is a abort control mode. Altitude's 2 miles.
Apollo 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,100.
We only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera, so your view now is probably better than ours is. Roger, we copy. 11 Houston, if you could comply, we'd like to see some smiling faces up there. If you could give us some interior views, I'm sure everybody'd like to see you. Over. Okay, we'll reconfigure the TV for that. Roger. Mike Collins there. Well, you got a little bit of... Yeah, hello there, sports fans. You got a little bit of me plus Neil coming in 5 by. I got a good... All right, put on a code. Roger. Looks like Neil is coming in 5 by there. 11. Mike, see you in the background. The definition is really outstanding. He's disappearing up into the tungsten in the telescope that we used to take sightings with. Roger, copy, and we see the disc flashing with a 651. In fact, we can read registers 1 and 2 quite. We can also give you the time of day in our system of mission elapsed minutes and umpteen seconds.
The T2 event,
that is about 3 hours from now. Stand by. We'll give you some time to think about that. Tranquility Base, Houston, we thought about it. Fine. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Houston, were you able to record in a documentary way where the two samples were taken? Negative. Now, I didn't get a stereo pair of those two, but they're right in the vicinity of the solar wind. Neil, this is Houston. After you've got the core tubes and the solar wind, anything else that you can throw into the box would be acceptable. I do. solar wind in.
You have to remember as you see them almost soaring about there. Buzz Aldrin retrieving the solar wind experiment. With all that equipment on, they would weigh 300 pounds on Earth. But only 50 pounds lunar gravity. They're so very businesslike and calm about it. And yet it's still incredible to sit down here and look up there at me.
Buzz, this is Houston. It's about time for you to start your EVA closeout activities. Roger. They've been on their life support system. On their life support systems, 2 hours and 25 minutes.
The sun, if seen from its nearest star neighbor, would appear as a bright star among thousands. And from that neighboring star, traveling at the speed of light, it would take more than 4 years to reach the solar system. .5 billion years ago, the sun and its planets were born when an immense cloud of hydrogen and cosmic dust began to condense. As the huge cloud collapsed, pulled inward by its own gravity, a massive sphere circled by a great rotating disk of gas and dust took shape. As millions of years passed, pockets of whirling matter in the disk consolidated. When the central sphere, heated from the energy of its own collapse, reached 1 million degrees, nuclear fusion was ignited. And so, the sun began to shine. The young planets emerged, bathed in radiant sunlight. Swinging in vast orbits around the sun, the planets evolved for billions of years, and each became unique. Mercury, closest planet to the sun, is overwhelmed by its fiery parent. It is thought that the sun baked away half the original substance of Mercury. The lighter elements vaporized, leaving behind a planet made of rock and metal, 1/3 the size of Earth. With no atmosphere or erosion, craters left by crashing meteorites remain fresh forever. There is little chance for any form of life here. At noon, lead would melt. At night, the temperature becomes cold enough to make iron brittle as glass. In the black sky, we see the neighboring planet, Venus. Venus was once considered Earth's twin, but rather than a heavenly twin to Earth, Venus, named after the goddess of love, is under its clouds a fiery hell. The clouds of Venus resemble the kindly clouds of Earth, but are made of carbon dioxide and traces of corrosive acids. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is 90 times greater than Earth's. The tops of the clouds are freezing, but under the clouds, trapped heat from the sun keeps the planet a raging inferno. it is unlikely we will ever find any evidence of life on Venus, past or present. For if living creatures ever walked this planet, both they and the cells of which they were made would long ago have been scorched beyond recognition. Past Venus, catching light that left the sun 8 minutes earlier, planet Earth and its moon. One can imagine travelers from another planet wondering if they might find beings similar to themselves here, or any signs of life, even a few quivering cells to relieve their loneliness. This is the view of Earth seen by human astronauts. To those travelers, it is home, where friends live and birds sing in the trees.
The chief issue is that of mining the deep seabed, where treasures and minerals lie exposed to any technology that can scoop them up. The trouble is that the developing nations want the activity...
The atmosphere shields the planet from certain of the sun's harmful rays and absorbs enough heat to keep the surface temperature comfortable for life. Our moon, about 1/4 the size of Earth, is large as moons go. It is nearly the size of the planet Mercury. Its surface is mostly lava, dust, and various kinds of rock, formed by the shattering heat of crashing meteoroids. There is no air here and no sounds. The dust is neither stirred by wind nor wet by water. A footprint left here will remain undisturbed for millions of years. About 75 million kilometers beyond Earth, the red planet, Mars. Some had hoped to find Martians digging canals and managing vast farms. But as far as we know, there is no life on Mars. The planet does have seasons. Ice caps at the poles change size as summers and winters pass. Every 25,000 years, they tilt a bit toward the sun and may melt, giving Mars rivers and valleys. The atmosphere on Mars is a near vacuum, 200 times thinner than Earth's. The planet's surface is marked with craters, canyons as long as North America is wide, faults and sand dunes. The crust is pierced by many volcanoes, including Olympus Mons, 3 times higher than Mount Everest. The thin atmosphere is easily penetrated by ultraviolet rays from the sun, deadly to all but the most hardy microbes, and there is no oxygen. Yet we have not quite abandoned the idea that something that moves lives here. Mars has two small moons, Phobos and Deimos. Phobos, the larger of the two, is 17 miles long, or 30 kilometers. Beyond Mars, in an orbit where we expect another planet, we find instead the asteroids. Thousands of pieces of metallic rock, raw materials perhaps for a planet that was never born. The largest is about the size of the state of California. The smallest, a grain of dust. Farther out from the asteroids, the largest of all planets, giant Jupiter, ruling 14 moons. Had it grown 5 to 10 times larger, it might have collapsed, ignited, and glowed with a red light. Our sun would then have become a double star, like billions of others in the universe. The Great Red Spot is perhaps a gigantic hurricane. The Earth would easily fit inside this red spot. Jupiter's atmosphere, topped by bands of frozen ammonia clouds, is 1,000 kilometers deep. Below the atmosphere, hydrogen, compressed into a liquid by the sheer weight of the gases above it. Of Jupiter's 14 moons, the largest is Ganymede. It is 1.5 times larger than our moon. Moving farther out, light from the sun grows dimmer, and distances between planets grow greater. Nearly 1.5 billion kilometers out from the sun, the most elegant object in the solar system, Saturn, with its rings circled by 10 moons. The rings of Saturn are composed of countless rocks coated with ice. They are so thin, distant stars can be seen through them. Saturn's largest moon, Titan, has an atmosphere, a poisonous mixture of hydrogen and methane gas. Far beyond Saturn, the third of the giant gaseous planets, Uranus, girdled by 5 rings. Uranus is 4 times larger than Earth. Its surface is veiled by clouds of frozen ammonia. The distance to the next planet is more than 1 billion kilometers. Neptune, the last of the giants, accompanied by Triton, one of its moons. Triton is perhaps the largest moon in the solar system. It orbits so close to Neptune, it is expected to crash within the next 10 to 100 million years. The sun is but a bright star shedding no warmth on the desolate landscape of Pluto, the last and least known of the planets. Moving on, we look back to see Pluto eclipse the sun. We are now on the outer edge of our solar system. It takes light from the sun 5 hours to reach here, and more than 4 years to reach the nearest star out in space. It is probable that many of the billions of stars in our Milky Way are orbited by planets. And beyond our galaxy lie billions of other galaxies with their countless stars. Are we alone in the universe? Or are there beings on some distant planet watching the night sky, wondering, imagining of all things, us?
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
For hundreds of years, painters, then photographers, and finally filmmakers have sought ways to allow their illusions to break through the plane of the canvas or screen and make the experience more three-dimensional, more surrounding, more real. Virtual reality is a computer medium designed to give you the impression of being inside of an artificial world. It allows designers to construct worlds that people can visit and interact with as they please. Unfortunately, these two-dimensional images of virtual worlds are like those of a TV travelogue to some exotic land. Interesting, but it's just not the same thing as being there. With this in mind, Intel recently developed a virtual reality presentation in cooperation with the Guggenheim Museum in New York City.
You know, it was a bit of an experiment. I mean, bringing virtual reality technology to the public in an art museum in New York City. We thought we had a good idea, but we weren't really sure how well it would be received. And we were like overwhelmed. We sold out every day. Over 250 editors came to see the show from magazines around the world. A dozen TV crews from around the world, Brazil, Europe, Australia, Japan, came, covered the exhibit. It was really a gratifying experience to see the public's response and their hunger for this exciting new way of using personal computers.
While the exhibit demonstrated that virtual reality's value goes well beyond the arts, the advent of VR is especially significant in the context of art history. Remember that one of the great thresholds crossed during the Renaissance was the development of linear perspective. This technique allowed artists to create paintings with a much greater sense of reality than ever before. It was one of the most stunning achievements of its time, impacting architecture, philosophy, war, and forever changing our perception of the world. Virtual reality is the crossing of the next threshold. With it, we are now able to step through the two-dimensional plane and into three-dimensional interactive worlds of our own invention. Most people are rather surprised to learn that this threshold was actually first crossed in the late 60s by Ivan Sutherland. Remember that this was a time when punch cards were considered the state-of-the-art for most of us. While these efforts certainly illustrated new potential uses for computers, it took till the early 80s for the next step to occur. That's when NASA computer engineers were the first to begin putting the new technology into practical application. The software side includes the user application that describes the nature of a given world. Then there's the simulation manager and the 3D model database. On the other side are hardware components that include a graphics processor, a sound processor, and a device to accept input from external sensing devices such as helmet position sensors and joysticks. As you can see, VR integrates a number of functions that would be considered to be fairly sophisticated applications onto themselves. This illustrates the flow of information between the reality engine and its user. Obviously, there are many possibilities for input and output devices. Full immersion requires a special helmet, not just because of how it can serve peripheral vision, but also for its ability to track head movement and supply three-dimensional sound. Various joysticks, wands, and gloves can be used to move around and manipulate objects in virtual space. As you might imagine, virtual reality requires fairly powerful computers. The advent of 486 and now Pentium processors has brought about a real blossoming of VR activity on personal computers.
This presentation is really an opportunity to show how personal computers have crossed a threshold. They're now possible to do a whole new category of applications, graphical applications, whereby information goes from being zeros and ones and numbers on a page to a kind of new visual language. Is really an exciting breakthrough. For artists, it means involving the public in new kinds of experiences. Entertainers as well can now create dynamic, almost movies that you step into. For education, it's amazing. Children, adults, will be able to visit ancient Egypt or a Viking village and participate in a historical simulation. Or they might be studying chemistry and being able to be down there and with the atoms as they molecularly evolve.
This show focused on PC platform works by designers as divergent as musician Thomas Dolby, software designer Paul Marshall, artist Jenny Holzer, and educator Lynn Holden of Carnegie Mellon University.
This one? This was the first thing that I did. It's a torus in which you encounter a number of people, or cube heads, as the case may be, and these cubes will either flee from you or will let you catch them. And if you do manage to get one, they will talk to you. It's just like real life. You can't tell what someone will say by what they look like. I was attracted to this new medium because I've been all along interested in doing works for a general public, and this fits in very nicely because this hopefully will be accessible to almost anyone. I made a desolate landscape in which there are a number of abandoned houses, and when you enter these houses, you will often hear a voice that will testify about what has occurred. The medium is in its infancy, and I certainly am new to it, but it's clear that it is moving forward at the speed of light, and I would like people not only to be hit, but to be hit with good stuff.
My real interest in virtual reality came from conversations that I had with the Dean of the College of Fine Arts, Larry Burgess, at Carnegie Mellon University, who was interested in the idea of using existing technologies in order to impact the dynamic interactions between students and teachers in an educational environment, such as a university, but also things that would allow educators and students to take some of those experiences outside of the college campus. And we were really interested in pushing the edges to see if we could make available a rich amount of interdisciplinary information brought together around some of the critical people and events of the past times. I already had a background in archaeology and Egyptology, so I had the visual materials, I had access to the academic content, and was interested in using the computer to bring these into my own teaching experiences in the classroom, which ultimately led to the idea of offering a variety of experiences simultaneously to the student. And then we started trying to put these into the computer, anticipating the day when learning environments will really become three-dimensional. So you'll be in a total surround immersive environment, and you'll have access to places remote in time and space, and when you get there, you'll be able to interact with agents, guides, intelligent objects, and so forth, to recontextualize the knowledge. So if you're interested in a moment in ancient Egyptian history, you can go to the place, see it the way it looks now as ruins, restore it the way it looked originally, and bring objects that are displaced in many museums all around the world now, but which originally were located in one place around one event and time back into their original context. You will be there with them, and you will have experts or people that can illuminate or answer questions for you from a modern perspective and the ancient perspective. And obviously virtual reality is the best way to do that.
The metaphor mixer was meant to assist any kind of portfolio manager in the assessment of the information in the market that nowadays is becoming very expansive. There's a huge amount of information available that somebody who is investing in the market needs to be on top of if he's going to make good investment decisions. And what you see when you bring up the metaphor mixer is you're essentially hovering above it. And it's been grouped out by industry groups and countries so that the intersection of a certain industry group and a country would be a square in this grid. And inside each quadrant is a number of different chips, each with a different shape, symbolizing a financial variable, in this case the market capitalization of the issue. These chips are hovering above the plane and below the plane, and the height that they're above or below is also color-coded, so that a chip that's rising far above the plane and that's glowing blue could be the percent change in price from yesterday. So a stock that's dropped significantly would be way below the plane, glowing red. So as you fly through this world, you're seeing a much higher bandwidth of information than you normally would if you were looking at, say, a matrix of numbers. And so what you're seeing is the patterns across industry groups, across various countries. You're able to see and isolate the anomalies and focus on the opportunities. Okay, what we've done now is we've just brought up our software agent. It has been programmed to isolate certain characteristics out of a financial analytics system. And it will put down a tunnel of squares homing in on the particular issue that it has isolated as a particularly attractive trading opportunity. The reason why the metaphor mixer was included in the Guggenheim was that it represents a different way of utilizing virtual reality technology. Instead of modeling real-world objects and dynamics, it models abstract ideas and concepts. The prices of the stock, the actual changing stock market prices, are something that's completely abstract. This technique makes mining and navigating through complex data and understanding it easy.
Well, the Virtual String Quartet is a virtual reality representation of Mozart's 21st String Quartet in D major. The 4 musicians are computer generated, and by putting on a head-mounted display, as we call it, you will perceive yourself to be in the middle of these 4 musicians, 2 violins, a viola and a cello. In order to achieve this, when we recorded the Turtle Island String Quartet, we actually used a motion tracker to record their arm movements, and the computer-generated figures that you see in the Virtual String Quartet will be replicating the movements that they made. And as I move around in this space, the sound that I hear will correspond. So if you're playing the viola and I put my head next to you, what I'm going to hear is the viola. If I move back over here, I'm going to hear the cello. Or if I cross the room and look back on the 4 musicians, I'm going to hear the whole ensemble. Well, I feel that the arcade game players and home computer fanatics, they're going to get VR anyway, but your grandmother isn't going to get it unless we show her something that would appeal to her. And slaying pterodactyls is not going to appeal to your grandmother. However, a Mozart string quartet might. So it's very enticing to me to be able to put a program like this at the disposal of the kind of people that goes to the Guggenheim. They're a different cross-section. So the challenge to me was to provide content for them which would appeal to them.
Intel's going to continue exploring new uses, new ways for the technology to grow. Equally, we'll be looking for creative ways, like the exhibit with the Guggenheim, to go out and communicate to the world the power of the personal computer.
Yes, hello. Could you put me through to Peter Gordon at afternoon report, please?
Peter Gordon.
Hi, Pete. It's Lawrence.
Lawrence, how are you? How's New York?
Smoggy, steamy, you know, the usual. Listen, Pete, I'm on the mobile at the Annabelle Institute.
The R&D labs?
The very same. They've just held a press conference. It's not my usual thing, but Sally's off, so I covered. There's something exciting happening here. You might want to pick it up for the afternoon report.
Oh, you know us. We'd love to get one over the 6 o'clock, boys.
Well, Annabelle say they have something to replace the silicon chip. They're billing it as being as revolutionary as when the chip arrived in the first place, or when the transistor replaced the valve.
Yeah, go on.
And I think it's going to be huge. It will certainly affect the markets. There will be some worried faces in Silicon Valley in the morning. Some of the things they're predicting the AI-1, that's its name, can do are incredible.
Listen, do you think you could talk off the cuff about it now?
On air, do you mean?
Yeah. We could run up a mugshot of you and slot you in about 10 minutes into the show.
No problem. You just feed me a few questions about what it can do, and I'll do the rest.
You'll be all right on the mobile?
Yeah, lots of battery life. And I'm as clear as a bell, aren't I?
Yeah. Great. Listen, call us in 5 minutes and we'll put you on.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, bye. So, Lawrence, what are Annabelle actually saying their new device can do?
Well, we're talking about a replacement for the silicon chip. Faster, capable of holding more information, and according to Annabelle, intelligent.
And intelligent? Is that possible?
It's going to speed up communications around the world.
This is interesting.
I wonder if John knows about this.
Earlier on, when you said intelligent, I mean, does this mean that this is...
Hello, John Jones.
Hi, John. I've just taken something off air which will interest us. Have you heard that Annabelle are launching a new intelligent chip? The reporter had just left the press launch in the States when he called it in, so it's hot. And the implications for our systems are huge. I'll play you back the disc. Hold on.
What are your first impressions?
Processing speed is going to be...
Wow, this looks superb. I'll see if Jenny's around in Sydney. She should be involved in this. We might catch her if she's working late. Hold on a minute.
Hi, this is Jenny Waterman. I'm not here right now. To access de-restricted files, key Go File now. To leave a message, select Go Record. Thanks for calling.
Jenny, John Jones in England. I'm about to send you a news piece we've just recorded. Have a look at it and call me back as soon as you can. Thanks. Martin, I've left a message with Jenny. Now, you'll be here in the morning. We'll get together on a video conference line and progress the situation then. Or in the meantime, can you have a look at this document this afternoon? It's this month's.
OK, send it down. Oh, I'd better be off. Rachel's playing up, and you know what that means.
Oh, I know what you mean. See you in the morning.
OK, cheers. TV off.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
RCA introduces TV that thinks in color. The new RCA XL100 Color Track System. Here's what thinks in color means to you. It means an advanced new picture tube to sharpen contrast. It means automatically keeping out the colors that can spoil natural flesh tones. It means keeping the colors you like from scene to scene, from channel to channel to channel. It means keeping colors rich and vivid, bright light or dim light. It means RCA's most vivid color, most automatic system, and for reliability, the most tested TV in RCA history. The new RCA XL100 Color Track System. It thinks in color.
Sony Betamax. Its only purpose is to serve you. This totally new concept in home entertainment will expand your enjoyment of television viewing to a level that was, a short time ago, nothing more than an ambitious dream. With the Betamax at your command, you'll never again be deprived of watching whatever program you desire at your convenience. You'll be free of the restrictions of time. Its uses are defined only by the limits of your imagination.
I mean, there was an astronaut walking on the moon, and we were watching it on TV.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you're kidding.
I only saw the last half.
What happened? Fell asleep?
No, I couldn't get rid of my company.
I only saw the first half.
Well, what happened? Company show up?
I fell asleep. We've been at this for 3 weeks. I've missed 2 specials, and I've lost track of every one of my daytime programs. And I've lost half a pound.
You know, they just don't make shows like that anymore. Think they'll ever bring it back?
I doubt it.
The Betamax will allow you to break the time barrier, to record the present and save it for the future. But for the moment, consider the past.
These characters here and me will make a television show.
Tonight we may be showmen, tomorrow we'll be servicing your cars.
Good evening. I'm Admiral.
This is your life. What's my line?
Oh, come now. You can do better than that. Oh, that's me.
Walter Cronkite reporting.
You're traveling through another dimension.
Today's guest host tonight is the Lone Ranger. Really big show.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
Man on the moon. Boy. Night.
Good night, Chet. Good night, David.
whatever you've missed in the past. From this day on, with the Betamax, you are the controller and preserver of time. You can create your own Betamax cassette library of your favorite programs and important events on every subject imaginable. Every subject, past, present, and future. The Betamax has been designed specifically with ease of operation in mind. As remarkable as the system's capabilities are, if you've operated a color TV and an audio cassette recorder, you'll be able to operate the Betamax quickly and easily. And consider the ultimate conquest of time. The ability to record any program at any time without even being there.
1, the concert was your idea. 2, the tickets were outlandish. And 3, the TV show I've been waiting for is on right now.
How was I supposed to know? Dave said this was a great performance.
Shh. Dave's probably in his living room enjoying the show I should be watching.
Whether you're across the street or across the country, the auto timer activates the system at the exact time you select, and that important program is recorded and preserved for your enjoyment and at your convenience. But you still haven't arrived at the limit of the Betamax's capabilities.
Tonight it's my turn to pick.
But I'll just die if I don't see my TV show. Anyway, your silly movie will be on again.
Sure. When?
They're running that film on TV again tonight.
Great. You'll finally get a chance to see it.
That special we wanted to see is on at the same time.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Why do they always do that?
Listen, if we make it home in time, we can see the last inning, right?
Wrong. If we make it home in time, we can watch my quiz show.
Since the Betamax has been equipped with an auxiliary tuner, you can record one program while you're actually watching another. Activate the Betamax videotape recorder. Insert a Betamax cassette. Press the forward and record buttons, and you've done it. Schedule conflicts are now a thing of the past. You record what you want and play it back when you want. Finally, as the perfect complement to the Betamax videotape recorder, consider the Trinitron experience. The Sony Trinitron is unquestionably the most advanced achievement in color television viewing. The Trinitron requires neither introduction nor explanation. It stands alone. Only one question remains. At what point in time will you place the Betamax at your command?
Zenith announces a breakthrough. A breakthrough. System 3. System 3. The best Zenith ever. The best ever. A brand new picture tube for the sharpest Zenith picture ever. Sharpest picture. And an all-new modular chassis. All new. Designed to be the best performing, the most reliable color TV in Zenith history. The most reliable. Zenith. System 3. Zenith. System 3. It's the best Zenith ever.
Introducing the Minolta Movie C1E, an ultra-compact video camera recorder with the world's only multi-dimensional autofocus system. The Minolta Movie C1E is a truly revolutionary video camera recorder, combining the ease of a simple autofocus camera with unique advances in video technology from Minolta. A video camera recorder that makes it push-button simple to capture the beautiful moving images of a world that never slows down. The C1E is very compact, lightweight and easy to operate. Operation is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just turn on the power, press the record button. And then push the camera pause button to start shooting. The C1E's two-handed operation ensures steady shooting even for beginners. And its VHS-C video cassette lets you record up to 60 minutes of action. The C1E features the world's first multi-dimensional autofocus system. With continuous autofocusing from the lens surface to infinity. Using Minolta's high-response TTL phase detection system developed from the advanced technologies of the Minolta 7000 autofocus SLR. There's no need to switch to macro setting or focus manually, even when taking close-ups, unlike conventional camera recorders. From the excitement of a child approaching to a close-up shot of a flower, the C1E lets you concentrate on the action, not the camera. This system also lets you enjoy slides projected on your home TV set. The optional slide holder SH3300 is also available. Automatic focus frame selection automatically switches the focus area with microcomputer control. If your subject moves to the right or left, it automatically switches to a wider focus frame and searches out the subject for proper focus. Telephoto and wide-angle pictures are easy with the built-in 6x power zoom lens with 2 selectable zooming speeds. You can use the revolving zoom focus control for smooth zooming operation. In addition, power zoom buttons are placed on the grip side for comfortable one-handed operation. The C1E's dual area auto exposure system automatically adjusts to the right exposure every time. Dual pattern metering adjusts to the correct exposure, calculating the difference in light levels of your subject. Even in strong backlight or with differing light levels, the main subject can be clearly reproduced with automatic exposure compensation. The C1E also includes an advanced automatic white balance system for natural color in any light. From daylight to indoors, even under fluorescent lighting, the white balance is automatically adjusted to create accurate, beautiful colors. With a new RGB white balance sensor, which measures 3 different colors, skin tones are always natural. The Minolta Movie C1E offers many other versatile features. Its AE lock lets you lock the optimum exposure for the main subject, even with sudden lighting changes. Its white balance lock lets you keep the natural color of your image, even when the light on your subject is different from the light coming into the white balance sensor. You can focus in and out with the manual focusing control. Fade in and out with the white fade control. Even date your video with the built-in calendar clock. The C1E is also designed for superior picture quality. Its CCD image sensor provides clear images with natural color rendition. And HQ circuitry produces sharpness down to the finest detail. A converter lens kit increases the zoom range to 14x with autofocus. Use the wide converter for wider angle shooting. And the teleconverter for close-up pictures. Shooting more creative pictures is simply a matter of changing lenses. The C1E also lets you play back videotapes you've recorded by connecting to your home TV set. It's a great way to relive all those special memories you've captured. Minolta has made the C1E truly compact, and still put in an astonishing level of optical and electronic technology. With comfortable operation and fully automatic features, it lets you record special moments beautifully. The Minolta Movie C1E. Now, from Minolta, an innovative video camera recorder that creates a new generation of video entertainment.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
Many of us work at two desks. We have the electronic desk of the workstation, and we have the physical desk of the paper pusher. Now, these two desks are very separate. Manipulating objects on the workstation is very different from manipulating objects on the real desk. We have the desktop metaphor, which is supposed to make them more similar. And some people think that it can be extended to the point where you can do everything on the workstation that we currently do on our desks, replacing them entirely. But what if we took the opposite approach? What if, instead of making the workstation more like the desk, we made the real desk more like the workstation? We wouldn't need a desktop metaphor because it would literally be a desktop. The digital desk has a couple of video cameras here that point down at the desk so the system can see what the user is doing. There's also a computer display that's projected down onto the desk. The result is still an ordinary desk, but it has some characteristics of an electronic workstation. As I move my hand above the desk, the camera can see where I'm pointing, and the cursor follows my finger. This allows me to use the electronic side of the digital desk, much as an electronic workstation, using my finger instead of the mouse. That's why it's the digital desk. I can use this much as an ordinary calculator. Say 8 times 6 equals 48. Often when we use a calculator, we are simply typing in numbers that are already printed on a piece of paper lying on the desk. This example shows how an application might make use of the digital desk. If we have numbers printed on a piece of paper like this price list, I can put them into this window, and instead of typing in the number, I can simply point at it, 390, and it appears in the window of the calculator as though I had typed it. And I can perform an operation on it, multiply it by 2, and get 780. The camera sees where I point and OCRs the number and puts it into the calculator. Now, what might the digital desk be like in a few years? I'm going to show you 3 short scenarios that will illustrate what it might be like in the future. You'll see each scenario twice. The first time you'll just see it in use, and the second time I'll explain what's going on behind the scenes.
My deadline's tomorrow. Now, where's that paper I wanted to have a look at and make some notes from? Let's have a look. There we are. I just want to take this diagram here and make a copy of it. Good. Now, I want to make a comment about that underneath, so I'll just type it in here. And then there was that paragraph, that one. I'll copy that over as well. fine.
Now let's see what the system did. When he selected that figure, the camera saw where his fingers were, and the projector projected that black rectangle for feedback. The camera actually read the bitmap right off the page in order to allow him to paste it into his electronic document. When he's using the keyboard, it's just like typing into an electronic document on an ordinary workstation. A digital desk doesn't imply you can't have a keyboard if you want to. When he selects that paragraph, the feedback is projected just the same way as before, but now the camera OCRs the text in order to allow him to paste it into his electronic document. Hi, Sean.
Hiya.
I'm back from my trip. Are you ready to do my expenses?
Might as well do them now, good as time as any.
I have some receipts for you.
Oh, heavens. Right, get a chair.
Okay, let's start.
Okay. Okay, so I take the total of your car rental, and I want it put over here in this box. I've got my little pad, and I choose car rental. I'm going to put that over into the explanation box. And today's date's the 5th of October. And the date of the hotel was the same as the car rental. I want the total to go into that box. That's the total of your expenses. Okay, so we're all done, and all we've got to do is print this out.
Great!
And if you just sign it on the front.
Wow, lots of money.
And that's it.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm roughing out some sketches for a children's book I'm working on. Rather than drawing the trees all along the lane, I'll just snap a little picture of this one and then reduce it slightly for perspective. And move it along the lane. Put one here. And I think I'll put one here. And another one just about here. And finally another here. The old woman dry and warm, I'll put a nice slate roof on. But I could be here all day, so I'll just make a little patch, and then I'll have the system help me a little using my little fill button, which I now will press, and ta-da, there's my roof. But the little old lady likes to look out a dormer window, so I think I'll erase some of the slates. And I'll make her a nice dormer window with a big window in it. There.
In this last example, she replicates a snapshot of a tree. And she's using the distance between her fingers to indicate the bitmap scale. Here, she is using a paper button to tell the system to fill the roof with this pattern. But this pattern can still be erased, just like pencil marks. The system recognizes the eraser she's holding, and it blanks out the areas where it rubs.
Yeah, that's true. It says it used to be wine, women, and song. Now it's beer, the old lady, and TV. Thank you.
We gotta put it on.
Oh, gee. This was somebody who knew I was a golfer. They had a pair of golf shoes and what else? Some divots.
Oh
Right here.
He's good.
Then you got a little bit. You're the only one out there play ball. No, you won't.
No, you won't. We got smoking with it our group. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think I'm in heaven, Charlie. Are you ready?
Now, Berger, you're not going to be nasty, are you, Berger?
I worked hard on
that.
Labor reduces price.
John, that's the only practical gift you got. Now, I want to tell you something, see? I give this to an old man. And the old man's returning it, but I got to return it to the old man.
If you own a computer, here's how to get the most out of it without buying lots of expensive software. Get ready to write down a phone number and watch this. CompuServe combines the power of your computer with the convenience of your telephone to bring you hundreds of online services. like a complete set of encyclopedias, and the AP Newswire. It helps you decide on investments, bank, make airline reservations, and shop in the electronic mall. It connects you with other computer owners and offers games that pit you against opponents around the country. You get all this and more, and it's as simple as making a local phone call. To get online with CompuServe and over 250,000 people throughout North America, see your local computer store or call 1-800-543-8000 to order direct or to receive a free illustrated guide to CompuServe. Call now to get the most out of your computer.
Kevin, your work is really improving. Are you getting some special help?
It's Newton. He lives with us now.
Who's Newton?
We really did. I enjoyed it.
Do that again.
Hey, excuse me a minute. I've got to call home and see if everything's all right.
I thought the kids were staying with your folks this weekend. Who's watching your house?
Newton.
Who's Newton?
With your family gone camping, I'm really surprised you got up this early to meet me.
Newton woke me up.
All right, who is Newton?
Mike, this report is outstanding. I'll bet you had the office staff up nights working on this material.
Well, not exactly. Newton was my source of information.
Newton? We don't have anybody on the payroll named Newton. Who's Newton?
Don't you get lonely in this big house with Mike and the kids gone?
Not with Newton around?
Who's Newton?
Whoever made the call saved your house and probably your lives.
Boy, had to be Newton.
Who's Newton?
This is Newton, the first and only practical personal robot from SynPet. Newton walks. He talks, works, and plays. He's an educator, a security guard, a home manager, and a friend. Newton's brain consists of an IBM PC-XT equivalent system for all application software. Internal control functions are driven by a 16-bit real-time microcomputer. Long-term memory is made possible by a 20-megabyte hard disk drive. He also has a 720K floppy disk drive. Time-based functions are controlled by an internal clock calendar. Newton really gets around. His mobility can be either autonomous or programmed. 2 DC motor-driven wheels and a free-turning caster allow stable travel across hard floors with as much as a 5-degree incline, or across plush carpets. He is capable of straight-line movement as well as tight radius turns. His optical sensors, including drop-off detection, alert him to obstacles in his path. He won't run into furniture or fall off elevated surfaces. He will map out your floor plan and find his way around all by himself. Newton's speech is generated by advanced voice synthesis with text-to-voice capability and voice recognition made possible by a digital signal processor using linear predictive coding, enabling him to understand and respond to verbal commands from people he knows. Newton's vocabulary is virtually unlimited, including foreign languages. He is also capable of music and a variety of sound effects. This personal robot is a tireless worker. An internal cordless telephone enables Newton to answer incoming calls.
Hi, Newton. How's everything
Make
around?
outgoing calls.
We have a structure fire.
And deliver messages.
Now, Newton, let me get the phone message.
His built-in 1200 baud modem puts Newton in touch with any online database, making Newton a single source for business, technical, and educational information.
Great job, Charlie. Now let's do something a little more difficult, like trigonometry.
Kids love Newton. He knows all sorts of electronic games. And he's not easy to beat. He also makes learning fun. Newton is a great teacher. His favorite subjects include reading, math, and history. He expects excellence, but will praise effort and accomplishment. From grade school through college, Professor Newton can help students achieve their full potential. Your home will be more secure with Newton on duty. He always knows what's going on. His sensors can detect smoke, light, motion, and the presence of human beings. He will even respond to emergency situations by notifying the proper authorities.
3562 Maple Street. Let's go.
Many home management responsibilities can be turned over to Newton. His wireless interface enables him to turn lights on and off, regulate heat and air conditioning, and control appliances. He'll even start your morning coffee, switch on the television, and wake you up on time.
Good morning, Newton.
He'll run on and never run down. A homing beacon allows Newton to locate and dock with his charging unit. This personal robot has the ability to keep up with the times. His open system permits expandability by accepting software developed by SynPet or other compatible sources. His good looks and personality are not limited to his mechanics and electronics. His colorful polyethylene shell gives Newton a modern, friendly appearance. And you can choose from a variety of colors. An array of indicator lights identify specific functions and operating conditions. This is Newton.
You've been so great.
Technologically advanced, user-friendly, and practical.
You're all right, Newton.
In future homes, personal robots will be commonplace. Newton, by SynPet, brings the future home to you.
You'll be amazed what he can do. Me, Newton, we're future and fun go together. Me, Newton, he'll be your friend forever, whenever. Me, Newton, he'll be a part of your family. Me, Newton, he's a helping hand through technology. He's a dream come true, bringing the future home to you. He's watching you, me, Newton, Newton.
Brick house.
Stars are made of candy, the rain is wine and brandy, and love is always handy in dreamland. Clouds are only pillows, they look like pussy willows, and dance each time the wind blows in dreamland. Come with me to see this land afar. Climb upon a dream, and there you are. We'll dance on starry rafters. The moon will share our laughter. We'll live forever after in dreamland. So won't you have a dream on me?
Stars are made of candy, the rain is wine and brandy, and love is always handy in dreamland. Clouds are only pillows, they look like in dreamland.
Come with me to see this land apart. Climb upon a dream, and there you